You're feeling shitty. You're feeling heartbroken. You're feeling like you just want to be over them already, but you miss them like hell. And you're just so angry with them right now for all the shit that they did. Yeah, I get it. I get it. This is exactly how I felt when I left my ex-husband. So what this episode's all about is helping you move on from a relationship, regardless if it's been abusive or if there's been cheating or if it was just a normal breakup, if that makes sense. So what I just want to go through is like it doesn't matter how long, there's not a race. To move on from a relationship, you have to grieve because you're going to be losing someone from your life. You've lost someone from your life who was a huge part of your life. So you need time. You need time to be able to heal from that, to recover from that. And that time frame varies from individual to individual. So don't be comparing yourself like, oh, she's over her ex already, why aren't I? Doesn't work like that. Especially if there has been abuse involved or any form of cheating, or if there's been any form of, I guess, trauma involved within the relationship. And again, just because someone's been abused doesn't mean to say that you can compare if you've been in a similar situation, because abuse varies from situation to situation, and the categories of abuse that happens obviously varies in each relationship, as well as the severity. So please do not compare in terms of timeframes. But you're angry. I get that. I totally get that. You're angry. And what I wanted to say is acknowledge your feelings, acknowledge that you're angry, and ask yourself, why are you feeling angry? Is it because of the stuff that they've done? Or is it that you're angry with yourself for not perhaps walking away a little bit sooner? And I know in a lot of cases, if there is abuse involved, a lot of abuse victims do blame themselves for not walking away from the situation sooner. So what I want you to do is just get in tune with, what are you feeling? Are you feeling angry? Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling emotional? And I want you to write that down. Write down how you're feeling. Get in tune with how you're feeling. And you need to go on this process, this journey, to grieve for that person as well, because you've lost someone in your life. You may not have lost them in the sense that they've passed away, but you've lost them out of your life. So you still need to grieve for that person. And the grieving can mean that you might miss them. And you might not want to admit that if they've been an abusive person to you in the past, and everyone knows that they're abusive. You don't want to admit that you miss them, but that's fine. It's okay. And also, when it's actually particularly more difficult for women or any victims that have come out of an abusive relationship to stay away because of the trauma bond. Please watch my last video if you want to know more about the trauma bond. And what's actually happening is you're missing the abuser and the man that you fell in love with. So you're actually missing more than one personality, more than one person in that relationship, because there was more than one person in that relationship. And you might feel angry because you feel conned about the whole situation. You fell in love with this man and you got something else, because they portrayed a certain image of themselves. So it's totally understandable to feel angry. It's totally understandable to miss the person as well. And you may also feel guilty for leaving. And I understand that because I felt that too. And it might be because they've guilt tripped you. It might be because of the whole circumstance. It might be because the person in the relationship is making out they're the victim. So there's lots of different reasons behind this, but never feel guilty for doing something that's best for you. So this is all about what's best for you. And if you feel better for walking away and that's what you want to do, that's your choice, and you are absolutely entitled to that choice as well. Okay. So if you have gone through the abuse and you've come out the other end, you might be thinking, what did I do to deserve this? You did nothing. You did absolutely nothing, and it's not your fault at all. I just want to get that out there. It's not your fault. And I'll go on to why you may have got yourself into this abusive, or why you may have attracted an abusive relationship in a separate video, because this is going to go on a little bit too long otherwise. But ultimately it comes down to lacking self-worth, pretty much. So what I want you to do is just give yourself time. So a few top tips to help you kind of move on from any form of breakup, any form of split up, regardless if it was abusive or not abusive. So what I want to say is, firstly, you need time away from them. So if you're still messaging them, if you're still on their social media, if you're still talking to them, if you're still seeing them, living in the same house, it's going to be difficult. It really is. So you need to remove yourself from them completely. So I know that might be hard. I know you might want to stalk them or see them on social media or go and throw a brick through their window. I do not recommend you do that, but I know that's how you might be feeling. Please don't. So what you can do is just remove them from social media or temporarily block them. You know, it doesn't have to be a permanent thing. And temporarily remove them of texting, calling, all of that as well. That will really help. Another thing that you can do is focus on what makes you happy. So number one, time away from that person. Number two, focus on what makes you happy. And if you don't know what makes you happy, have a long, hard think, make a list, what makes you happy. And the more you do of the things that make you happy, the more happy you'll be. So you can't really go wrong, can you? Be in tune with your feelings. So this is where you start writing stuff down. So when you're feeling sad, start writing that down. Why am I feeling sad? What's triggering this feeling for me? Start documenting things, because it will help you be in tune more with yourself. And if you know you're sad, you can then start doing stuff that makes you happy. So going back to number two, do stuff that makes you happy. So number three is be in tune with your feelings. Number four, spend time with people that you love. And I mean, that doesn't have to necessarily be humans. That could be a dog, that could be a cat, anyone, anything, even if it's a virtual mentor, even if it's, I don't know, watching TV, whatever it is, just spend time with those people. So if it's friends, family, whoever that makes you feel good. If someone makes you feel good, or if it's a coach or whatever, go spend more time with that person. Because I guarantee you will start feeling better afterwards. Number six, distract yourself with a new thing. Because once you're concentrating on something new, you're not going to be focusing on the past. So whether that be you start trying to play an instrument, or you start a business opportunity, or you start writing a book, or you start, I don't know, anything, a podcast, you're gonna fully immerse yourself in it. You're gonna distract yourself. You're not even gonna be thinking about your ex. So great way to distract yourself. Another thing is, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What can I learn? Rather than saying, why did I deserve this? This is a lesson from a life lesson. What can I learn from this? That's powerful. That changes the game. That gives you the power. So ask yourself that. And the last thing, tell yourself how amazing you are and how you don't deserve to be treated in this substandard way, because you don't. Hell do you deserve to be treated like this? So I want you to know that you are powerful and you deserve the world. Like you so do. You just don't understand the power that's inside of you that you just haven't tapped into yet. And I'm more than happy to help show you that. So that's all I want to say for today. This video is getting a little bit too long, but for anyone that has been affected by domestic violence, please do reach out on my Instagram page, which is Connecting Women Together with a number 2. It's in the description below. Please like, share, subscribe if this has brought you any value at all. And remember to keep smiling at the person in the mirror.